and welcome to Dabang Mornings with Shazia Khan. And today it is such an honor for me to welcome on our morning show our Honorable Laura Richard, our County Clerk. She was sworn into office as the Fort Bend County Clerk in January 2015. Prior to being a county clerk, she spent a long career working for a technology company managing multi-million-dollar budgets and staff located in multiple countries around the world. We are so honored that Honorable Laura Richard took some time out to come here today and talk to us, talk to the voters, talk to the listeners, and tell us more about her position and her re-election. So good morning, ma'am, and welcome to Radio Tabang.
Oh, good morning, and thank you so much for this kind invitation.
I feel extremely honored to have you here in the studio, sitting in front of me. But tell me how this journey started with you.
Oh my, it has been quite a journey. So I grew up in Fort Bend County, and I'm now raising my three beautiful children here in this beautiful, diverse county that we love so much. And I went to work after college for a big software company. So I come from a technology background.
Wow.
And after 20 years, I decided that the traveling was getting to be a bit much, but I was managing people all over the world, very large budgets, and I wanted to be more community-based. So I actually, for 5 years, became executive director of several nonprofits. So I've seen the corporate world, the nonprofit world, and now the government world.
Wow.
So I've done all three, and I have to say, being the county clerk is the best job I've ever had. I absolutely love it, and I love interacting with our community and representing our community.
I was going through your mission statement, which
yes.
says to provide excellent customer service through skilled personnel and leading-edge technology to the citizens of Fort Bend County, the judges, attorneys, and related agencies, while being vigilant and efficient with taxpayer dollars.
Yes.
Very, very important. This position is intrinsic, it's important, and it deals with so much in the county.
Yes, and that's what I talk about. People don't realize how important the county clerk is. Let me give you a brief overview of what I do. So there's three major areas. First of all, I'm the local registrar for the county, which means I issue birth certificates, death certificates, and marriage licenses, which is always fun, I have to say.
All those new hopes.
That's right. And we even have a selfie wall that you can take your picture with your license.
This is great.
Yes.
This is great.
The second area that I deal with is I'm custodian of the records for the county. What does that mean? Anything that's filed in the official public records of the county, which is mostly property records, like if you buy a house, if you start a business and want to file a DBA, that's filed in my office. So business owners, property owners are always in my office filing those type of things. I'm also the custodian of records for Commissioner's Court. So anything that goes through Commissioner's Court, as far as documents, I'm responsible for the safekeeping of those. And then finally, I'm the clerk of the court for the county court at law courts, of which there are 6 courts. So everything from the first filing that comes in for any case that's filed in those courts, all the way to the disposition of that case, I am responsible for keeping those records and processing those records. So that becomes quite a few records.
It does. It's a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility.
And I believe that you are so well decorated when it comes to awards. Would you mind telling us? It's inspiring, number one, and I think so many young women are listening to us right now. They probably would know what can be, dreaming about certain things and then achieving them.
And I certainly never thought when I was a young person that one day I'd be the county clerk. No, I didn't think that. But it has been my honor to be the county clerk. So each year of my tenure, the state has awarded me with the highest award that a county clerk can win,
Wow.
and that is called the 5-Star Award. And it is for the integrity of the records and the processing of those records and the safeguarding of those records. So I take that, of course, it's very, very important. And I have to give credit to my wonderful staff. They are schooled in customer service, they are schooled in safeguarding of the records, and they do a wonderful job for the county.
I also see that you are a board member for the Parks Youth Ranch and the membership director for the Urban Record Alliance. So
Yes.
tell us about that.
Yes, so two different areas. I've always been involved in nonprofits in my
Yes.
community, and either served on boards or been a part of them in some way. Currently, I'm on a board member of the Parks Youth Ranch. Nonprofits are just close to my heart and
This
my
is amazing.
community.
Yes.
And I'm raising my children the same way. My son is involved in youth and philanthropy. So that's just a part of who we are as the Richard family.
Wow.
And then I'm involved in professional organizations, which is the Urban Recorders Organization and the Clerks Organization. So very involved in there for networking, for ideas, and I will tell you, no matter whether we're Republicans or Democrats in those organizations, we share information, we help each other, and it's just wonderful organizations to be a part of for education purposes.
I see you've been living in Fort Bend County for over like 30 years.
Yeah,
It is.
Let's not count the decades.
I will, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. But I believe that once you become Fort Bend, you can never go back
You
anywhere.
know,
It
it's
is
really
such a
true,
difference.
isn't it? We have a wonderful county, and I have just seen it grow and prosper and have loved it even more over the years. I actually came when I was about 13. My parents moved to Sugar Land. So, yes, I've grown up here, but I then have the privilege of raising my own children here.
So if I ask you one thing.
Yes,
As a 13-year-old,
yes.
to this accomplished, honorable Laura Richards now, tell me, what do you see different in the county, and how would you address if the difference is good or bad, or something that you think county really need right now?
Well, I think we've gone through some growing pains, of course, whether that be, traffic that maybe we experience, new roads that need to be built, of course, attracting more businesses. I think overall Fort Bend County's done a great job of all of those things. We have, economic developments that's going on. We have commissioners in place who are looking after our roads and making sure they're safe. We have great police agencies in this county, and we just need to be so grateful because in comparison to some other counties, they don't stack up well against Fort Bend County. So again, I'm grateful just to contribute my very small part to that.
Small. I wouldn't call that small. You've been doing it for so many years, and now re-election.
Yes.
What do you think? Running for the first time or running for re-election? Which is more stressful, and how are you taking this?
Well, I mean, the county has grown so much. So I think it's maybe a little more stressful this time just because we have so many new people
Yes.
in the county. And just getting the word out, all of a sudden you realize how big a county Fort Bend is when you're going from, Missouri City to Kendleton to Fulshear to Simonton to, all parts
Yes.
of the county and trying to get your message out. It does become quite a bit of a challenge.
So getting your message out and running this campaign, I'm sure a lot of volunteers helped you out
Sure.
too, and so many people who are listening to you right now. How would you address this to the listeners who are listening, that voting is the most important thing right now?
Well, it is. It is the most important thing you can do.
Yes.
Let your voice be heard. Everybody has an opinion. Please express that opinion
Right.
through your vote. And I would also encourage you to look at the candidates before you go into that voting booth. Look at their experience.
Yes.
I'm particularly running on an experience
Yes.
platform. And, but, go to lauraforcountyclerk.com and look at my accomplishments, look at my experience, and please make your own decision.
Yes.
And I'd ask you to do that all the way down the line. And also, if I could just have one more wish, vote from the top of the ballot to the bottom of the ballot.
Yes, ma'am. This is very, very important.
It is.
Don't just go through it quickly. In
Right.
fact, learn about your candidates.
Yes.
Educate yourself.
Yes,
It's very
please.
important. And change does not just come easily. You have to learn about it. You have to go for it. You have to make that commitment. I believe that voting is the expression of our commitment to ourselves, to one another in this country and to this world.
Absolutely.
And so, this position, and would you tell me that if you get, and yes, I can see why not, but if you get reelected,
Yes.
or when you get reelected,
Yes.
what is something that you would like to do or change,
Okay.
or maybe continue doing
Sure.
as a county clerk?
All right. Well, several items. I manage a group of 100 people, so it's a pretty large group of people. It's a $5.9 million budget.
Wow.
So what I will continue to do is, and what I've done every year of my tenure, is run my department under budget. So every year I've come in under budget, and then that extra money goes into the general fund. So I will continue to do that.
Yes.
One of the fun things that I really want to do, because the state legislature just passed this past session, and the state has finally recognized that we can do this, is we are going to be able to issue marriage licenses online. Now, what does that mean?
Okay.
Up to now, we have only been able to do that in person. It's for a verification
Right.
process. Identity and so forth is obviously very important.
Yes.
But we've come up with a way to do it. So you'll be on video, and you'll be able to interact with my clerks, and you could be in separate locations if necessary. And so that's what I hope to bring in this next year. So
I think this will be very convenient for people
will be
as well.
very
I think,
convenient,
and it
yes.
will. This is. I think that technology is the way to the future,
Right.
and your background is definitely going to help everyone in that. Early voting has started.
yes, it has.
Have you visited the polling station?
Oh, yes.
How's
I was
it going?
there bright and early Monday morning, 7 a.m.
That's amazing.
And then I voted shortly after that. But
Amazing,
yes,
amazing.
we're working the polls. Yes.
How do you see the turnout?
The turnout has been very, very good so far. So we're very happy with it. And I was even more surprised to see that the second day was good as well. So we're hoping that continues all the way through November 4th. That's the end of early voting.
Yes.
And of course, November 8th is actual election day.
And I believe the weather is helping too.
The weather is great. It's a little windy, but it's okay.
It's okay. It is bearable. It is
Yes, it
bearable.
is.
I think the whole universe is working.
Yes,
for us
agreed.
for the voting and everything. Right now, you've been heard by so many people in South Asian community. I understand that Fort Bend is such a diverse community.
Yes.
And very multicultural.
Of course.
And every year you see more additions
Yes.
to Fort Bend County. How would you how would you address this diversity, and how would
Okay.
you encourage more people to get more involved?
Okay.
Because this politics teaches us that if you have something on your mind and you raise your voice, you can bring the change.
Right.
But it doesn't happen if you are just complaining and not doing anything about it. And South Asian community has a great voice, I believe. Starting from Radio The Bung as well. But how would you address our South Asian listeners or your voters to become more active in this process?
Certainly, certainly. And in respect to that, I want to mention one program that I have specifically for the diversity of our beautiful county here. So I was one of the first elected officials to bring in what's called Language Line into my office.
Wow.
So if you come into my office, and this is an office only right now service, but when you come into my office, if you don't feel comfortable speaking English, or you don't speak English, we will be able to service you in over 100 plus languages.
This is incredible.
So, first of all, I just want to put that out there because, some people come and they don't feel comfortable
Yes.
and they're nervous. Please don't be nervous. It's a completely confidential service,
Yes.
and we will help you through it. So I wanted to say that first of all. And then, secondly, in regards to your question, the best way that you can get involved is, we are reaching out to you, and we would love for you to reach out to us. Please invite us to any of your holy days, into any of your services that you have in your celebrations. We'd love to attend, and we do attend, but we also don't want to intrude.
Very true. I totally get this point, because being culturally appropriate and being culturally appreciative, there are two different things.
That is correct.
And it is a very fine line. And then I absolutely love this point.
And we don't just want to come out at campaign time. We want to be involved in it every year. So again, it's a little bit of a give and take, Please invite us. We will also reach out to you. And then, where it's appropriate, we'd love to be involved.
This is great. This is great. And I believe that this is such a nice step to start from Radio The Bung as well. You coming here, reaching out to our listeners, it's a way to tell them, hey, I'm here.
I am.
I'm accessible.
I'm here. I'm available.
I'm available.
Come into my office. Call me.
Yes.
Anybody can find me.
Perfect. Yes. And before we conclude this interview, I would like to ask you if there anything that you would like to tell people and ask them to come and vote. Please do so. This is your platform. This is you're addressing the people right now. How would you take it?
Yes. Well, again, my name is Laura Richard. I am the current Fort Bend County Clerk, and I'm running for re-election. Laura for countyclerk.com. Please educate yourself on all of the candidates. There are some wonderful candidates running, and you just need to be, involved in the process. Come out and vote. Early vote if you can. You just never know what might happen on Election Day. Maybe it rains on Election Day.
True.
Maybe it floods. Maybe you get sick. So we give 2 weeks of early voting. Please take advantage of that. Go to fortbendcountytx.gov for the election locations and the hours. And again, I just thank you and thank you for your listeners for hearing me today.
You are such an amazing person. Again, I was just speaking with Mike Khan, the president and CEO of Radio The Bung, and our executive producer, Tariq, when we were discussing you. And I was like, I am just inspired every single time when I read through and everything. And I'm like, this is how everyone should, learn to educate themselves. Your website has so much information.
It does. There's a lot of information.
And it is, it is very easy to navigate through.
It is.
Your
very
duties,
easy.
your responsibilities, your background, what you have done so far, and how you have contributed for the county, and how you continue to service and to serve people. This is incredible.
And we have a lot of how-to videos too.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
I saw your video message, by the way.
Yes. So, and we're going to contribute more how-to videos.
Great.
And I'll give you just a brief example. My father died in June. And I had to go, well, thank you. I had to go to my own office, though, to get a death certificate. So we actually filmed that, and I take you through the process of how you go into the office or online and, get a death certificate. And, it's just one of those life things that happens, and you need to know how to do it, and it makes you more comfortable in the process.
And just learning from you how you turn your grief into educating people in a learning process. This is
my
how
honor
incredible.
to do that.
Amazing. Thank you so much for doing that, because I'm pretty sure many people are going through some things like that, and the thinking about that now they have to go through a process.
Overwhelming. Yes.
It's very overwhelming.
It is.
So you made it easier for them to see, I'm going through the same things.
Absolutely.
And that's where the empathy and human factor comes in.
Right.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I would like to say thank you on behalf of Radio The Bung, on behalf of Mike Khan and our executive producer. We are honored to have you here, and we continue to support. And thank you so much for your services for the Fort Bend County, and good luck for the upcoming election.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled to be here.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you so much. And you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.